Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body Culinary, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be touching base on, feeling free, right? How to feel free. When was the last time you felt free in your body temple, in your hair and skin? So if you're interested in this kind of content, perhaps you're one of those people with very, very fine, delicate hair that, breaks at the drop of a dime. You wonder what to do with it. Maybe you're one of those people that has experienced a lot of acne. So on this channel, I love to share encouragement to start a garden, to start or reactivate a personal movement practice, and peaceful consumption. What is peaceful consumption? What does that look like? That is foods, right? Nutrition, a consumption pattern that is focused on food that loves you back, loves your arteries, loves your colon, loves your skin. And that can be measured by your vitality, by your elimination, right? What you need your body to do for you the next 10, 20, 30 years, right? Beyond. So I am Body Culinary. I am a professional chef. I am also a personal trainer. And I am also a mother and a natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your natural expression is. And actually, this early day, I literally just washed my hair again. It's very fine. It's interesting when I'm looking at it in the camera. It looks like it's thicker. It's still wet. I literally just washed it. I haven't been washing it so often, but every now and then I like to just step underneath the shower. I call it a shower meditation, and really massage my scalp, which is, again, if you have very, very fine hair, there's certain simple practices that are very, very beneficial, right? If we should decide to keep it on our head, maybe one day I'll shave it all off. I've done it before, and I wore my hair actually like that for many years. But right now, I'm just experiencing what this very fine, kinky, textured hair can do. And as we can see, this is like a mature lock. This used to be a really fluffy double strand twist. So now I can see how my hair matures. This all will likely break off. So these are the chronicles of people with fine hair. So I allowed them to join. This is looking like with absolutely no products. Perhaps now you can see, now that it's clean and, well, it's usually pretty clean, that we actually have a natural sheen to our hair. And shampoo is the only product that I use, and I don't use it. I don't use it often. I don't need to, because I'm not clogging it up with lots of oils and butters. I'm not twisting. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I like to call this Afrolocs, first of all, because this has a specific expression for folks with this unique genetic marker. I also like to call this Afrolocs Freedom Hair, right? Because it's a freedom from burn marks, scalp burns from so-called no-lie relaxers. It's just freedom. There's no dyes. Now, you may choose to do something else and find your own personal expression. However, this is the way in which I feel extremely free. And that's something I've been contemplating this early day. Also today, in terms of skincare, if I can't eat it, I don't put it on my skin. And I will from time to time mix certain little, what I like to call skin elixirs. My first skin elixirs, and I'm someone that has had a lot of acne and hyperpigmentation, come primarily from what I am eating. Primarily from what I'm eating. So I'm over here and I'm sprouting. I've got my Martin Pesto. I've got lots of nopales from out in the yard. I've got some really interesting looking cucumbers that are actually delicious, that are organic. Isn't that interesting that sometimes the organic stuff isn't as pretty? And I also have some sprouts growing. So this is a regular lifestyle practice. So far this early day, what I've had is fresh ginger and warm, hot water. So I like to keep it simple, and simple can also be gourmet. Before I forget, shout out to those folks that are joining me for the 3 and 7 day nutritional reset. So that's all whole living foods, whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. If anything, you'll process your foods if you want to blend it, or if you want to make slaws and all the other stuff. So we're really breaking down what's in the food, and also manipulating the textures and the flavors of food, as well as learning what is inside the food, what is rendering you the results that you have, because we're all a doctrine of signature. What we have right now is what we've been doing, or what we haven't been doing. If we've been dousing our bodies with lots of fresh, whole, living top high quality nutrition that's going to be reflected in our hair and our skin. And if we've been stuffing lots of stuff in our body, maybe it hasn't shown up yet, it's in there and it has to come out through the skin, through the colon. It's going to come out somewhere and it's going to show its face, and better out than in, so that we don't have growths popping up in our breasts and our womb, and also so we can nourish our immune systems. It's one thing I love to eat, to have a party in your mouth. However, the priority is longevity, vitality, your mood. What do you need your body to do for you? So again, it's some folks will think that my hair is thick, but it's actually not. I might have some leftover pieces of aloe in there. Literally just washed it. It's still very wet, and they're all super, they join together. Look at that. It grows away from the scalp, but now that it's been a couple of years, I think this is year 5, going on 6 years, you can see I used to be concerned, and many people are concerned about the hair growing away from the scalp, but after a while, they just join in. So I literally just washed it, and it's interesting, no oils or butters, our hair does have a sheen. It just doesn't reflect light like everybody else's hair. So I'm on this journey of radical self-acceptance, of accepting what my hair does. If I was twisting it, you would probably be seeing my scalp. But now that it's grown, you can start seeing it all like super, all of them are flat, 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 flat. This is what it's looking like. I find that this is extremely complementary to very, very fine hair, because it will look fuller, because instead of being super thick, it spreads out nice and wide, and never really get a chance to see what it looks like from the back. All right, so I usually like to wear 2 ponytails when I'm working out, but I've given that a break so that I'm not seeing my whole scalp, and I'm just allowing the hair to be free. So it's not looking naked all here in my scalp. So it's a journey of radical self-acceptance. So by the way, if any of you folks are interested in joining us on the challenge, I do recommend, if you can't get on the challenge, or even if you can, that you avail yourself of several resources that are available to you. Whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget. You can find that on Body-Culinary.com if you're dealing with acne or just want to rejuvenate your skin. There is natural beauty, no products, right? Only food. Love your own hair and skin. And we have options. We have options available to us. I'm not the hair police. This is just another option. So this is not to put down anyone that chooses to wear wigs or weaves. We just have options, and it's really freeing. It is extremely freeing to be able to just relax in your own skin. And so that's the goal here, right? Because natural bodies, they matter, right? We deserve to feel comfortable in our own divinely assigned hair and skin, right? So right now we're doing a 3 7-day nutritional reset, and you're welcome to join in on body-culinary.com. All right, so that being said, right? So here, I've taken a lot of it off the table. I wash it. The only product that I've used sometimes is that shampoo. I did take a picture of that and put it inside the chat. If I could find one that was Afro-owned, I would use that. So, but for the most part, I'm using what's in the yard. So the nopales, the cactus juice, the fresh aloe. Also using different teas, thyme, rosemary, chamomile. I'll make different teas, and that's what I will rinse my hair with. Again, it's no buildup. There's no buildup because there's nothing. I'm not putting the oil. So this carpet, everything gets stuck in here. And recently, even with aloe gel, if you put it on too thick, because sometimes it's just very soothing to smooth it into the hair. If you make the gel too thick, it can get stuck in your hair. And then when it dries, you'll have pieces stuck into your hair. And that we don't want, because everything gets caught up in here. So you want to just experience it nice and spongy and clean. And again, look at that. And my hair feels extremely soft. And I was like, wow, we're sold this message that the conditioner makes your hair soft. But how about we don't harden the hair and we don't stuff it full of stuff that will create coat it and that gets stuck in the hair and hard to get out. So especially if you've allowed your hair to lock. And I love the fact that my scalp is clean and I have no dandruff. So there's a lot of I love taking things off the table so I can free up time and energy to do other things. So just what I was doing just now in my kitchen healing laboratory is, so I prefer living food. So I don't have a stove. I got rid of the stove. So I do have a little hot plate should I decide to make something for people visiting. And so this would be a double boiler method. So I have some raw shea butter, right? And to that raw shea butter, adding raw, this is literally raw cocoa butter, which the mine folks use a lot. So that's where I'm getting sourcing this from. And it makes you smell like a little chocolate drop. So I'm adding like a spoon, just a spoon of this. And so I'm not heating it up. It's just a double boiler that's going to melt it. To that, I'm adding just a little drop of jojoba oil. Now, if I didn't have access to all of this, I would just use the raw shea butter and the raw cocoa butter. So it's all about use what you have, right? And I like it raw because then a lot of the nutrition is still intact. So that's raw shea butter. I'm just going to add about 1 or 2 tablespoons of the raw cocoa butter. My favorite, one of my favorite things is olive oil. And so the oils that I have, rather than eating a bunch of oil, I prefer to put it on my skin. And I can actually feel the difference between the different types of oils. I can feel the difference between the coconut oil, and I can feel the difference between the olive oil, and I'll use them differently. Actually, the coconut oil, I love to do breast and stomach massage on a daily basis. That way you can always, it's very soothing, and also you can check to ensure that you don't have any abnormal growths there, right? You want to keep things moving in your body. This is in addition to your movement practice. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. So if I wanted to keep it really simple, because this is accessible to me, cold press, the best quality olive oil that you can find. So I'm putting that right on the inside in that double boiler, inside the jar with the shea butter. So rather than heating it up, I'm adding a little bit of olive oil. I'm not measuring out. You can use your own judgment, because then it's going to get nice and creamy and it will spread nicer. And then I love to smell like a chocolate drop. So I'm just going to put a nice spoon of the cocoa butter. When it gets chilly here, the time of the year when it gets chilly, you'll find that saturated fats, cocoa butter, coconut oil, they will solidify, right? And I like something creamy on my skin. Some people don't like it; they find it heavy, but I love it on my toes, massaging my toes, pushing back my cuticles, right? And I know that it's not a bunch of chemicals. I'm not really with the chemical thing, because the chemicals that we're putting on our skin, over time, it's going into our skin and it's going into our bloodstream. So I will slather on a mixture of these things. Now, in me researching a natural sunscreen, shea butter is known to be a sunscreen, and it got us so amped up because of the ozone layer. The one thing that I found, and I find it's pricey. So I will be working with, in the principles of Afroflower and Afroflowenomics to grow my own. So this is raspberry seed oil extract. So this I found is supposed to have the SPF of 25. So me, I don't worry so much. You can wear a sun hat, use your raw cocoa butter, your raw shea butter, and then your olive oil and your coconut oil. Those are the main things that I would use on my skin. In addition to, I do put fruits and vegetables on my skin. So I toss out the shower caddy years ago. I go over that in Natural Beauty No Products. And that brings us to, and I love raw shea butter, raw cocoa butter on my lips. Like, I don't like greasy lips. I don't like greasy. It doesn't feel good to me. And actually, I found on Living Foods, I actually don't even need any lip gloss. I think it's because of all the water, the naturally occurring water that's in the food. I feel hydrated. So I can't tell you the last time my lips got really, really chapped. So if I wanted to feel a little shine, a little shineration, I could put on some raw cocoa butter, and I love the scent. It doesn't feel like I have chemicals, that I'm going to be ingesting chemicals. And I would do raw cocoa butter on the lips and raw shea butter on my eyebrows if I wanted them to just lay down a little bit. So this is all me nourishing my skin, and I'm always thinking longevity and vitality. The body is going to age even with the best care. So I'm always thinking, if I was to get a diagnosis, whatever, is there anything I would be doing differently? So for me, and you'll find your sweet spot, the best that I can do is whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. That is my lifestyle. And I've done a tremendous amount of experimentation over the years. As someone that's had a lot of acne and who gains weight very easily, only have half of my thyroid, and I come from a family history and pattern of morbid obesity. I know what's waiting for me. I know how I gain weight, and I know how I love to eat. So I'm not immune. I just have more awareness. I also know I'm not looking to kill myself. So I've done fitness competitions, been a trainer for years, but I always know I want this sweet spot. I don't want to have to kill myself. So if I'm not stuffing If I'm not putting junk in, I don't have to work like a demon to get it out. If I'm not putting a whole bunch of stuff in my hair, I don't have to drive myself crazy trying to get it out. So I find it's very freeing to take certain things off the table. You'll find what that sweet spot is for you. So I'm not interested in worrying about my hair. This can go down to the floor and I could also cut it off. I feel confident. I feel extremely confident and attractive either way, with flat twists, double strand twists, which you'll see with my very fine hair, what that looks like in Natural Beauty No Products. I have options. I can have a really short, little afro, little curly cute afro, double strand twist, and now it's locked. This is just very freeing in terms of how to feel free. For me, feeling free, I'm taking a lot off the table. Just waiting for validation from other people. What are they going to think about my hair? One time I was like, I wasn't sure what my hair would look like, because now I can really see that it's all flat. What happens if I have to go to a corporate dinner? Or I have to get dressed up. It's a lot of being very intentional, right? I remember when I had a lot of acne once and I had to go into a high corporate gym to train clients. And I'm like, that's like a conflict of interest, because people are constantly looking at your body and your skin, because that's, to be quite honest, how you're selling yourself. That's how people are attracted to you and you get clients. And I remember once I put on all this makeup, which was didn't kind of work, because I had to jump on the treadmill with clients with a weighted vest and I'm running. And so I'm dripping with sweat. And after I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I just made a decision to trust that my body knows what to do. And I've experimented. There are different things I can do, even eating whole living foods that will kick that acne right up. Too much nuts, clogging up my colon, poor food combinations, not sleeping. That has given me specific results each and every time. So I don't have to play these stupid games with myself, because sometimes we're just not honest with ourselves. And if we're not honest with ourselves, there's no shortage of people looking to pander products to you. And actually right now, it's at a fever pitch. Folks really capitalizing, which we are participating and allowing, whether we realize it or not, capitalizing off of our insecurities and our fears, right? A lot of triggeration, right? Those basic human fears: fear of criticism, fear of loss of love and never finding love, fear of ill health, fear of death, and fear of poverty. Those are basic primal human fears. So a lot of what we're ingesting through the screens goes through the back door, bypasses all logic, and it has us doing lots of knee-jerk, mindless behaviors. This shows up in our eating patterns. It shows up in our spending patterns. This shows up in a lot of our choices. A lot of it's subconscious. It shows up in our choices of people who we allow ourselves to be in harm's way with, people we haven't vetted, foods that we haven't vetted. Lots of these things we're ingesting mindlessly out of fear, basic human fear. So you don't have to take my word for it, just one woman's perspective. So freedom. I can appreciate a fresh face of, greetings, Carolyn. I can appreciate a fresh face of makeup. Yes, I can. So I'm not here to say I'm Miss Puritan. I'm not here to say I will never use vegan nail polish or maybe a regular nail polish on my toes. Although right now I'm really enjoying my natural toenails, right? Because I want to be very mindful of not getting a bunch of fungus. Are we paying attention? I've been in different professions, in holistic health center, working as a flight attendant, working with thousands of people a day in fitness, where I've had the opportunity to look down the line at what's coming. So a lot of that, in addition to looking at the trajectory of the women's health and lack of health in my family, has made me very, very, very clear. And I love to eat. So I can have knee-jerk reactions just like other people. However, there are many things that I have taken off the table. I'm not playing silly games with myself, because I don't like pain. I don't like needles. Now, something can still happen with me eating all these healthy foods, but I feel better knowing that I'm integrated. I'm making the best possible choices for myself. I don't want to get snagged and now somebody has to cut me open because, I was just enjoying all this, recreational eating. And I have food that I enjoy. That's a relief to get off the whole stroll with the products and the food. There's a lot that Mother Nature did not leave us hanging. So perhaps it will require us investing some time and investing in getting some basic comprehensive education to learn how to manipulate the textures, the flavors, the food combinations, and then making your food very, very beautiful and tasty. It's a no-brainer. To me, it's amazing that there are many things I don't consider as food, and I was a pretty greedy individual. So let me just touching on this again. So this is just the raw shea butter, the raw cocoa butter, and some olive oil. You have the option to add a little bit of jojoba oil if you want, or additional sunscreen, raspberry leaf oil. Now, for me, I could do without all of these because I'm not about to be on the whole stroll. And again, there's research that shows that we can become a bit more tolerant to the sun based on what we're eating, right? So a lot of times we're so fixated on what we're putting on the external that we're not thinking we are a trillion cells. Cells have cellular memory, and what we're ingesting are sets of instructions to the cells. The genes and the genetic memory will express itself in a certain environment. So if the environment in there is just a bunch of devitalized food, so you don't have to put labels. If it's devitalized, you will know in your quiet moments by yourself. Has all the nutrition been sapped out of it? Has it been processed to death where it no longer resembles what's on the package, where there's no more living chlorophyll? You know that chlorophyll, nutrients, healthy fats, you know, all of these things, they become, even protein is degraded, right? Is degraded in the presence of heat and light. The fats, they oxidize in the presence of heat and light. So I'm not making it up. So folks, please don't be mad at me. If, you know, I just had to sit with myself with the truth. If I'm devitalizing it, why am I spending all of this money on products? That makes just not one iota of sense. Why am I expecting supple, hydrated skin if everything that I'm putting in is drying me out, right? If all the living water has been removed, right? Let me look at this one. I think it was like 6 pounds. We measured it last night. Shout out to those folks doing the 3-7-day nutritional reset. It's almost like 6 pounds, water, fiber, nutrition in one whole package. When I'm saying whole, fresh, living foods, when I'm talking about living water, this is what I'm talking about, right? And Mother Nature is going to give you something, whatever environment you're in. Mother Nature is going to give you a treat. She's going to give you something to eat, and she's going to give you something to clean you out. That's any environment. So it's for us to peel our eyes and to see, right? So if we process this till there's no more electricity, there's no more life force, what happens? You cut open an apple, it turns brown, it starts to oxidize, right? We have cellular oxidation. All of the cells in your bodies, they eat and they poop. Are your cells able to excrete the poop? We get angry and upset. You know, I've mentioned before that one of my mentors before, my skin was broken out like crazy. I was so upset and pissed off. And she said, give thanks to the acne. And I was like, that's not what I wanted to hear. She said, give thanks to the acne because at least your body is still responding. Some people's bodies may be so deadened that there's no longer a response. So that gave me a whole nother perspective. My body is having a communication. So I invite you today, without making yourself bad or wrong, even the adipose tissue, if you have additional adipose tissue, or that's a technical term for fatty tissue, to say, you know what, thank you. Thank you for tapping me on the shoulder. It's a communication. It's not metabolically active tissue. Lean mass is metabolically active. It's eating up your energy or your nutrition and your carbohydrates like Pac-Man. Adipose tissue sits around in a lawn chair in your body and doesn't do anything. It's like the house guest that leaves a mess, doesn't reciprocate, and just sits there and does nothing, like a lump on a log. It's taking up space. Also, there's a lot of waste caught up in that inside that fatty tissue. And it's also a sign that our lymphatic system is not draining. And as we discussed in the nutritional reset, if you're not doing vigorous, joyous movement, then your lymphatic system cannot get pumped. It cannot dump waste. The lymphatic system, that other watery channel other than your blood, right? The blood has that pump, the heart. The lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. So why would we be expecting longevity, vitality, if the waste doesn't get emptied? Why are we expecting supple, hydrated skin? It's like, it's not, we're moving kind of nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. If everything, all the water has been removed and lots of salt has been put into it so for it to have a shelf life, is it still food? Is it still food? I'm not here to tell no grown folks what to do, because you got to pay me to tell you what to do. I'm not here. I've been out here for over 3 decades. So that's a losing battle. And that's an exercise of futility and frustration. You in your quiet moments can sit with yourself, right? Can you feel, and I think this is so important, it's just one woman's perspective. I don't have the only perspective. Just now, as I was luxuriating in the shower and letting it run down on me, I was, as I've been saying, I'm enjoying my toenails. I'm scrubbing them. I'm shea buttering them up. And, I look at my stretch marks and the signature. We say flaws. I invite you to intentionally switch your narrative. The signature of what my body has been through. I've breastfed. I've given birth to children. I cut my hands quite often with garden tools. I've cut my hand with sharp chef's knives in restaurants. It's a signature, right? And it's interesting. This is why I'm wary of folks sharing certain things with me. The undertone or the motive of what somebody's selling to me. These smiling faces on the packages of the so-called substances masquerading as foods, and the solutions, the youthening solutions. I give a side eye to certain things, because if we check out the undertone, is the message really that you are insecure without this? To me, I find it a prison. Too much clothes, too much stuff, too much stuff caked on. It makes me feel claustrophobic. I feel like it's a prison. And I don't want to make it bad or wrong. We have the right to express ourselves and be artistic and scents and flowers. However, at what point does it become a prison, and how do I measure it? You'll have to see in your own quiet moments. When I feel a letdown when I take it off. When I don't feel like there was a time where I've gone naked for many years where I took off all jewelry. This is just me. I took off everything, my little mascara. I was never a big makeup wearer. And I started listening to the thoughts that were coming up when I took it off. And I was like, wow, I don't know if you folks ever do this thing. That's why I love the early day. Where you can listen to your own divine intelligence, and there's a distinction between your ego, that part of our mental processing, and then your divine intelligence. The divine intelligence is like, wow, notice that dialogue just came. That's kind of mean. That's kind of interesting. Some people call it voices. It's intelligence. It's communication. If I'm feeling like less, if I'm catching myself with thoughts, ooh, they're going to rag on me because my hair is dry. What will they say? What will YouTubers say? What will women say? What will men say? What will my mother say? Who gives a cookie? I could give 2 iotas. And this also comes with hard-earned wisdom, maturity, and some life lived. They could blow this sucker up tomorrow. And many of us are going to leave out of here with our essence as we transition to whatever the next phase is. None of us really know. And fright and fear. That's like a lobotomy. It's like somebody else is driving the narrative. I invite you to reclaim the narrative, to rewrite your own narrative, how to feel free. Do you ever experience, right, after you get out of a shower, you know women out there, you don't shea buttered up, lotioned up, you have some warm tea. Doesn't that feel relaxing to you? It feels free. So I could go play in some nail polish, but I'm noticing when I pass the mirror, if I have a smile, a naturally occurring smile on my face, and I can appreciate the signature of what I've gone through and I've experienced. I can appreciate my own eyebrows. I may smooth them with a little bit of shea butter. I can appreciate my own skin because I'm like, wow, it's not 20 tons of acne no more. I can appreciate my own lips. They're not dried out. I can appreciate my wide nose, that signature in my family. I know it doesn't pop because I know I've been around artists and dancers, and I used to dance in a dance company. I know that this stage makeup. And so I don't want to put on stage makeup. Maybe sometimes I will play, but this is what my eyelashes look like. I actually like my eyelashes. I like my kneecaps. I like them. So sovereignty, I like myself. Not perfect, but I actually like myself. I like my character. I like my creativity. I like my sense of humor. I like my affinity for mortars and pestles and garden tools. I like myself. I really do. I can notice areas where I need improvement, or I could use some improvement. However, I notice there's a campaign. I notice these companies and predators on the internet understand our psyche better than we do. I'm humbled. I've watched documentaries on junkies for years because I wanted to understand how this fascination is fascinating, the self-sabotage. And in contrast, folks, I like to look at athletes and folks that are in the zone of being self-motivated to get into action around what you say or what we say we value. We're wasting a lot of time. It's like we're being hijacked. And the triggeration has us acting out mindlessly on automatic pilot. It's like sleepwalking. We can spend a lot of our waking, especially, I don't know about you, but I can sense it even more now. You can get so anxiety ridden from just looking at these screens, from somebody just flashing something about this whole, I'm not going to mention it here, this whole situation with health that's going on the planet, and flashing what's going on in this part and things exploding, and fear, 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 fear. I don't underestimate. Even a lot of, if I would say most of the religion, which is sometimes the most narcissistic relationship from jump that we've been groomed to. Fear, 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 fear. That stuff would drive you insane. So I said, you know what? Let me, not while I'm in my human suit, because I got to take off this human suit at some point. I need to reclaim. So I make the effort to be very intentional with my language, intentional with my time, and to cultivate awareness. A lot of times we're buying more products and stuff, we have no awareness. So with no awareness, you have momentary enthusiasm. Momentary enthusiasm wears off. We get excited by buying new things, new products, new herbs, but the sustainability most of the time is not there. Why? I'm fascinated by the study with human beings. Why are we not able to sustain healthy lifestyle practices that we enjoy? And I keep my eye peeled for those that are able to sustain it. There are patterns of behavior. How does somebody get it and somebody else not get it? This is the beauty of cultivating quiet. We're always going to get a high five. We're always going to be encouraged to zone out, to not deal, to go off into fantasy, to not be unaccountable. Not being accountable is the style. It's the style. However, when you turn off these screens, now you have to turn off these screens. We're going to sleep with the screens on, totally burnt out. And our bodies are not waiting. Our bodies are going, in the opposite direction. They're aging. There's different things chemically happening inside the body. So I'm not here to tell grown folks what to do. There's several simple practices. That's all I got for you, child. I ain't got no products for you. I don't have no magic for you. The magic is the food. This is the medicine, literally. The food, this came right out of the yard, grows easily. This is the medicine. Right? How's somebody going to sell us some MCT, medium chain triglycerides? I've always been curious. Well, how did they get the MCT oil into the bottle at GNC and what's the other place? The Body Shop, Nutrition Shop, whatever. And selling it, one of my homies about to buy some Allogel for almost $60 for a little bottle. I've got massive amounts, hundreds of aloe in the yard that I started from a little piece. There's no way that they're not the same. It's not the same thing. And that's a huge distinction with whole. Whole. This is like 6 pounds. 1 coconut. Whole, fresh, living, life force, vitality. This is even gourmet. One of the women, shout out to her. You know who you are. Missy Martin, she's on here. She was like, one of the elixirs we were drinking, she's like, oh my gosh, that was delicious. Hardly any ingredients. I'm a chef, right? Been trained classically. People are sleeping on gourmet. We got so many combo or bombos. There's no wonder we have gas. We've made it too complicated. That's why I love my grandmother and the women in their 90s, right? I watched 3 grandmothers, 2 great grandmothers, another grandmother, all rocking their hair in their skin and comfortable in their skin. How did they get like that? Fantastic skin. I remember a lot of olive oil and big thing, Grandma Lou, eat your own food. She said, if I want garbage, I made me your own garbage. That's a principle over here. Eat your own food. You have your personal movement practice, which is therapeutic. This is deep therapy, right? This is deep therapy. I can't afford therapy. Deep therapy, I figured that out as a young mom. I need something to go to because if not, I know what's waiting for me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm crystal clear. Obesity waiting for me. Come on. And the comorbidities that go with it, diabetes, heart disease, waiting for me. Waiting for me. Your personal movement practice, peaceful consumption. We pause on the labels. Is it peaceful to your colon? Is it leaving waste on your waistline? Is it peaceful to your vitality? Is it peaceful to your mood? Is it just numbing you out so you fall out? Now you have to shunt all your energy to digesting the food. You have no more energy. You decide in your quiet moments. And then a garden therapy. I don't care if you're living in a room. Well, let me not say I don't care. Even if you're living in a room, you can grow at least 2 plants, something to eat, even if that's a herb, and something beautiful to rest your eyes on. These are 3 simple lifestyle practices, Afro flower practices. Everyone is welcome here. We have access to this. But a lot of these commercials and everybody's selling you all the stuff, we're going like at breakneck speed to buy all the stuff will have you insane. Feel like if you can't get to the store, I remember, shopaholic. I remember feeling like anxiety when if I couldn't get to the beauty supply store. Sometimes you get there, you just walking around the house looking for something to buy. You're just looking. You got so much stuff is in packages you haven't even used, clothes with still late with tags on it. But there's something, you just gotta buy something. It's almost like a relief, like a high. You just gotta buy something. You're looking in the store downtown Brooklyn, Jimmy Jazz, and they got the latest videos. I remember Busta Rhymes was on. I'm looking outside the window. They got the mannequins. Next thing you know, you in the store. Next thing you know, you coming out with several bags. So I'm just saying, I'm humbled. We are extremely highly programmable beings. The programming and the triggeration, it bypasses human logic. We follow, we mimic. Even with all our degrees and stuff, I mean, don't have to listen to me. Listen in your quiet moments. So feeling free for me is more important. I would even say this. When I think about it, and again, I'll say again, I can appreciate a fresh face of makeup. Maybe sometimes I'll play. I prioritize feeling comfortable in my skin. If I have a choice between makeup and fitness, guess what I'm going to choose? I'm choosing the fitness. I feel powerful. I feel strong. I feel like I don't have to buy any bigger clothing sizes. If I have a choice between the two, I'm going to pick the fitness so I don't have to wear makeup. I don't have to be in a prison. Oh, let me have them put it on because so-and-so's coming over. It's like a prison. It's driving us crazy. It's lovely when you have the option. You give yourself the option. And when you feel confident in your skin, I'll choose fitness and my body being able to move and jump and perform any day. Any day. I need to be able to breathe. I don't want to feel like I'm in a plastic bag. I don't want to feel like I have to slick down my edges. For a long time, every now and then it'll come up. Maybe I should just get a little gel. It comes back. This is it. This is it. This is what I got. That's it. A little baking soda with some essential oils. This is what I got. And I intend to enjoy my 50s, my upper 50s, 60s, 70s, when it dry. If I'm doing everything that I can to keep it healthy and preserve it, and things could still happen. That's it. My grandmother used to say, do your best and wash your hands. I've discovered simple is gourmet. Simple can be very gourmet. We driving ourselves. It's right underneath our nose. Right underneath our nose. Relaxation is attractive. Are you attracted to your character and how you take care of yourself? Can you peep any of the self-deprecating comments about, dang, the critical? Oh my God, look at your eyes. Look at your this. Look at your. Can you notice that? If you really step back objectively, sometimes you might be horrified. And we talk about other people being mean to us, and sometimes the automatic backdoor language is going on like a ticker tape all the time. So this is why I really love the early day, the quiet, when you can hear your own divine, on board, innate intelligence that does not need, this is just one woman's perspective. I don't need no preacher, no need imam, no synagogue. I don't need nobody. I'm confident. I trust my intelligence. I trust it. If you don't listen to it, you can't trust yourself. So you're trusting everybody else on these crazy little boxes and these screens. Every time they give you a triggered response, you can't feel good unless you have this product or you have this thing or that thing. Again, you have the option. When is the last time? Let me know in the comments. When was the last time you felt free? Free. You walking down the street, whatever, and you just like, you might feel like putting mismatched colors on or letting your hair go to one side. I ain't slicking nothing. When's the last time you felt free and joyous in your own skin? I feel like it's been hijacked. So my thing is feeling free. When we are at our most healthy, that's when we're the most attractive. That's when we have that natural glow. I don't want to have to put nothing on unless I feel like playing. But that's just me. I like enjoying my own skin. And best of all, I can see a consistent pattern of what my body responds to. My body doesn't like to be overstuffed. I noticed today when I noticed a great example of when you feel energized, you feel like, dang, I can't wait to get outside and run. Or I can't wait to go play capoeira. Or I can't wait to train. When's the last time you felt like that? Right? When you're not, even if it's healthy, when you're not overstuffed with food. I don't care how healthy, when you're not overstuffed. Many of us haven't experienced, like we talk about a flat stomach, but it's a mentality. We're not allowing our body to digest all of these meals. We're working on lots of undigested meals and waste. Rather than make ourselves bad or wrong, there's a state of being, there's a state of mind we're in as we're consuming. We're not present. And I can almost guarantee you, just one woman's perspective, that somewhere there are those triggers: fear of criticism, fear of poverty, fear of loss of love and never finding love, fear of ill health. And what was the other one? I was fear of death. And they're primal fears. Some people say there are 7 of them. They're primal fears. And they're being triggered all the time. Even when you think some of these pleasant commercials, it's coming through the back door. It's going past the conscious into the subconscious, which is driving 80-85%, if not more, of our waking behaviors. And a lot of what's going into the subconscious is based on what we are in our waking state allowing to come through. You know, I don't have to be with you. If you believe something is unhealthy, if you believe it's going to promote unhealthy adipose tissue or fatty tissue, then in your quiet moments, why are you doing that? Don't beat up on yourself. I invite you to a healthy sense of curiosity about the human psyche, our behavior, why we're putting ourselves in harm's way. We're putting our arteries in harm's way with how we're relating, what we're subjecting ourselves to. And we can't really discern because it's too much noise, Agwan. So I'm inviting you today to feed yourself the most beautiful, colorful, water-rich, nutrient-dense, fiber-filled, high-octane fuel that loves your arteries back, loves your skin back. It supports healthy muscle. And when's the last time you've seen a protein deficiency? This is all marketing. So you see, I didn't have to put a label of vegan, keto, vegetarian. Finding certain principles to guide your consumption, your food choices will fall in line. I like to keep everything super simple because the simplicity, your common sense kicks in, your discerning eye kicks in, and nobody can come sell you no BS. When you keep it really, really, really simple. So shout out to Ashley, Samson, and Carolyn. And if you folks that are interested in jumping it on and joining the 3 and 7 day nutritional reset, you're welcome to join in on body-culinary.com. When you register, you get your shopping list, and you'll get a link to a private. It is private, so it's not open to everybody online. I'm just not feeling it. There are a lot of beneficial things with the internet. Hopefully, if you're not learning a language, you're learning some skills. And what the heck are we doing? Are we just totally zonked out on comedy and fantasy? So there's a private room, so you can ask all your questions, share pictures of your food, share your wins, the different things you may not be clear on, because your body's intelligent enough to know. It knows how to adapt to a healthy weight. We just stop putting all these substances masquerading as food in it, and we take the time to find things that we can enjoy. As I've said before, I'm unapologetic about creating support for myself. I've had coaches for years, and I'm likely always will. Yoga coaches. I'm a personal trainer, and I've had personal trainers, fitness coaches. Best investment I ever made. I'm unapologetic about creating support for myself, and support that's focused on me. Even when I was with a bodybuilding team, I got me a private coach that's focused totally on me, so I can ask all my questions. So it doesn't have to take me 10, 20 years to do something. It might take me a year or 2 years to do. It shouldn't take us a lifetime to get fit and healthy. So I invite you to say, what's missing? What's the blind spot? If when I'm paying coaches, I'm not paying them for what I already know. I'm paying them to get to another level of growth for the blind spots. Usually we have blind spots, something I'm not realizing. I may not realize I'm eating enough calories and fat for 10 people, but it's got raw vegan on it. I may not realize how much salt I'm eating. I may not realize that I'm carrying 15 pounds of water retention. It looks like fat on the scale, adipose tissue on the scale. It's the blind spots. It's the blind spots. And especially as women, this can keep us very frustrated. So education, your body tempo, your mood, those are our best investments. So that's why I'm really passionate about 3 lifestyle practices we have access to: your garden therapy, peaceful consumption, and your personal movement practice. Hello. So I'm inviting you all to create a great day on purpose. Just because you said so, feel free to check out the Patreon, which is cost virtually hardly anything. Anybody that is a member of Patreon, as different things roll out, and a lot of it, because I'm only one person, I'm not a big internet personality. I'm just not, and I'm okay with that. So I can only manage so much, and I prioritize my mental health, right, and creating healthy space for myself. So that being said, there's a lot that I more likely will not put on the internet, because I discovered, I think it was the last 2 years, it was so much random energy. And I even see now when I go online, there's so many bots and folks from Russia and Turkey, different people that are looking as voyeurs to snatch your images or to get off while they're looking at you. That doesn't really resonate with me. So everything I will not do on the internet. Everything is not meant for the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a prude, but everybody does not deserve access to the best of you. I think that is contributing to part of our mental illness. Everybody does not deserve access. Shout out to my young flowers out there, right? Because a lot of stuff we be doing bold. We're boldly putting a digital footprint on this internet, and we're in a different time. You can't snatch a lot of that stuff back. And in your younger years, there's a lot you're not anticipating on that a lot of these celebrities and people and personalities are not going to tell you. They're not going to articulate the cost that you can't see to your mental, emotional health as you're putting everything out there for everybody, to ghosts and avatars and predators on the internet. I'm just saying. So welcome to join the reset. You're welcome to avail yourself, because I put a lot of the questions people would ask me. I've been living this lifestyle of whole, fresh, unprocessed foods for years now, and it gives me results. Even the couple of times, I can count how many times, but the few times I've gone back as I was preparing foods for people, be right after when they first started to open the borders up. And I went to Jamaica to do a retreat. I was interested in only doing whole living foods. That's what I've been doing for years. And then I wound up making a lightly cooked version, and alongside the cooked version. I was irritated at first, but actually it was very humbling. I didn't turn into a pumpkin tasting some of the food I serve people. I'm not going to serve people food that I don't eat. However, I'm still always constantly learning, even after 3 decades, that I'm not interested in having hang-ups around foods or having one more thing to divide me from other people. I don't care if you have a perm, if you're dripping with makeup. I care how you treat me. I care about respect. I care about being reciprocated. That's what I care about. So it's not my beeswax what other people are doing. I can just share what I'm here to share. And I'm here to share 3 things now: peaceful consumption, a personal movement practice, and a garden. These are lifestyle practices that will stay with you until your hair is white, that will ground you. When people leave you, your lifestyle practices won't leave you. Shout out to my godmother, Samsu Olabamadele, who gave me certain principles. Your practices won't leave you when people do, right? When you turn off the screen and you have to sit and be with yourself, those practices will ground you. It's a lifestyle. This is not a diet. You'll find your sweet spot in the ratios that work for you based on your results. So check out Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. That guide, most of the questions I knew young moms that people would ask me, I said, every time I thought of something, I put it right there, and I took pictures of it right there in that guide. That could save you a lot. And then also Natural Beauty, no products. If you're dealing with acne, lots of hyperpigmentation, it was not products that cleared up my skin. I'm gonna tell you straight up. It was food, whole, fresh, living foods. It wasn't toasted cashews. It just wasn't. It wasn't toasted nuts. It wasn't. I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. It wasn't. It was whole, fresh, living foods. My body had a consistent reaction to too much food and processed food, even all the health junk. So that's what cleared my skin up. Not one iota of a product, not even from the health food store. My movement practice to move all that nutrition around and through my body, and whole, fresh, living foods. That's all what else can I tell you? I don't have nothing else to tell you. It's simple. We're looking, we're trying to look for it. It can't be that simple. It is. It's the consistency and allowing what you put in, allowing it to come out. It has to come out. If we've been packing all this stuff in there, it's got to come out somewhere. It's got to come out. It's got to come out. I'm taking a lot of that energy that I used to be worried about my hair and what people are going to think. And that energy now has been transferred over to the garden, playing with my little rabbits, my movement practice. All that time, I wish I would, at this point, have my hair stop me. Nope, I was jumping in caves, jumping in the river, in the rain. Last thing I'm thinking about when I'm traveling and looking at some fantastic sunset is my hair. Last thing I'm thinking about is my hair. That's why I'm calling this freedom hair. Shout out to you if you have different persuasion on my vanilla counterparts out there. You know, whatever you want to rock. I still got love for you. But this is a viable option. I say let your daughter's hair grow to the ground. That's what I would love to see. A bunch of whole crew, whole generations of us, everything you need to luxuriate is all right in your yard, and we're trading it back and forth. Let your daughter's hair grow to the ground. She don't have to have no pulling, no stress, all of this trauma around our hair. It's friggin' ridiculous. With the trauma that we're inflicting on ourselves to look good for who? For what? No, I like me. So I'm not asking for permission. I'm not asking for validation. This is it. With the doctrine of signature, all that I've been through is here. I'm just keeping it as healthy and as vital as possible. And that's the best that I can do. So you do your best, what? As Grandma Lou said, and wash your hands. So I didn't need to go on this long, I don't even call for a rap, this long expression. I just came on here moving in the spirit. I'm just mixing, melting double boiler style, this raw cocoa butter and shea butter. I'm going to add a little olive oil, and that's it. That's how we getting down here. Maybe I'll add a little citronella to my pulse points as I go out into the garden to deal with these mosquitoes, you know, during the rainy season. But that's it. It could be simple. When was the last time you felt free? Let me know in the comments. So feel free. If you find some kind of value here, come see, come sa. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel, inquire on the website about site membership, because there are going to be things rolling out as I am able to, stress-free. There will be things that I'm rolling out that are private, with a private link on another platform. So I will not be sharing that with somebody. If I can't identify you in your avatar, I need to see who the person is, because I'm very particular about a safe space. So I need to see who the person is when we're doing different things with fitness and dance. I need to make sure that everybody is nice and safe in your space, and that you know what you're doing. So when you register, just do keep in mind at some point, I need to see who it is that I'm dealing with. So you want to be comfortable in our skin in a safe space. So you can register at body-culinary.com. I'm Kwasa with a K, peaceful, like full belly eating, on TikTok. And let's say Instagram is Body-Culinary. Facebook is Body-Culinary. Yeah, and that's it. So everybody ought to create a great day on purpose. Just because you said so. Enjoy luxury. Enjoy your body temple. Your human suit wise is healthy. Enjoy your eyebrows. Enjoy your eyelashes. Enjoy, because we could be plucking them out. Now you got them on. Now you got to put some crazy looking tattoos, you know, on your face. Enjoy what you've been divinely assigned and gifted with. I'll see y'all soon.